Welcome to his house. Glad you made it. It goes down a little something every now and then. Just never know what to expect. A little this, a little that. Yeah. So glad you made it though. And I do hope you do stick around and come back and see us at any given time. Please comment down below and I will definitely try to interact back with you or respond. Slid over here, but we gotta get to the topic at hand. Alright, y'all, let's talk about it. Is the natural circumcision one of the reasons why men cheat? Now, I'm not going to say it's the only reason. I'm saying, is it the one reason? Okay? One of the reasons. Okay, because as you know, we come into this world and we will be seen as perfect. But a lot of the times, males are circumcised because of their faith, their beliefs, or whatever. Sometimes people don't just get it done and they're not even religious. It's just because it's kind of like expected. It's kind of normal. But at the end of the day, like, does it have anything to do with cheating? And the reason I'm saying that is because men are cheating more than ever. They're reproducing more than ever. And there's diseases now more than ever that are contact based. Okay? So when you look at any animal in the world who is a male member, they don't do that. It's a protective barrier. And when I have engaged with someone who has not had the snip, circumcision, if you don't know what I mean, it was a pleasant experience. And I actually would prefer most men to have that, because even with women, a lot of times, they don't come to their climax, and it's been noted that a lot of women are, it's said to be, usually not pleased sexually majority of the time. Okay, I don't want to start calling that numbers. And maybe that's one of the reasons why. Because I noticed when I was interacting with somebody who did not have the snip, there was a lot more sensation. And the person wasn't like wide or nothing like that, nothing to do with the width, but the skin caused a friction. It was a constant moving, a constant squishiness. It was different and it was enjoyable. And I feel like with the woman, that's part of one of the reasons of why they need to have that sensation. So instead of us getting the sensation, a lot of times we're unsatisfied and we're just like, okay, cool. But a lot of times we still get there. It just takes a while. And a lot of times before that happens, the man is already conked out. Okay? And the woman is still not there yet. So the man feels, for one, it bruises his ego. He feels like he's not doing something right. He feels like, okay, I can't please her. Maybe I should go satisfy somebody else. And he tries with this woman, the next woman, the next woman. It's kind of the same thing where he's on his journey to feel like a man, as he should. And a lot of times, I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons for the cheating. Not the only one, but one of the reasons. And the women, we usually don't cheat. We'll be unsatisfied usually before we cheat if we really care about somebody. That's a woman to the core. We care too much. Sometimes to our own detriment. There's been times where I've stayed and it wasn't about the sexual thing, but it should have been. And then as I've gotten older, I've gotten more to that point. Okay. And then another thing when you think about what's being cut or whatever, there's nerve endings and this and this and this and that is attached to that, and then there's a healing process. So who knows what side effects can happen through the healing process, because it's not normal, because like I said, you were born the way you're supposed to be born. So some men say their sensation is less. So if you're not getting sensation, what are you going to do? Do it more often, or do it with more friction, and do it with several people till you get there, right? However, some men say that they have more sensation and they do enjoy it more. However, maybe it's because they just had it done. I don't know. But I don't feel that there should be a mandatory thing or it look crazy because most male species of animals, I think, have one. I'm not really sure. I think they have a covering. It's not just out freely nilly. And if you're going to be interacting sexually with somebody, it also helps as a barrier to stop pregnancy so freely, because it's a barrier. And also diseases are not going have that much access to it. It's not no skin on skin. It's like a barrier, if that makes sense. So I feel like it also had health benefits to it. Just like anything you're born with, there's a reason for that thing. Okay? Another reason why I said, okay, maybe it accumulates to cheating, not only is it because a man's ego can get bruised easily if he's not feeling like he's the man in his home or his bedroom, but on top of that, as children, they go through puberty, they go through stages where they're curious, and they tend to have the male species more curious than not. But a lot of times the lotion and all this, that's not really healthy. It's better, and God knew what he was doing with the male species, because when you think about the skin and how it overlaps, it's pretty much like his own fleshlight. Okay? So instead, it is warm. It has the skin. It goes, basically you pull it back and then you let it go and it closes back up. You pull it back. So he's getting the double sensations, because not only is it like getting a hand job, it's like getting the real thing too at one time. It's just a lot of more sensation that will seem to go into it with their front and back motion, on top of the hitting the tip on the way out with the female. So it seems like a man would get more pleasure, more joy, and he wouldn't have to go look for it somewhere else, because he's getting that and he's satisfying his woman. Okay, if that makes any sense. And as a young boy, he doesn't feel propelled to get it, the warmth and the other coziness, find the thing he's missing from a female so early. And I feel like it would help curb that promiscuousness, just because it's right there anytime he needs it, anywhere he goes. If he sees a pretty girl, all the dude is, he may not have any lotion. I'm just saying, right? The skin, back forth, back forth, back forth. I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong, but that just seems like that would be just so much more convenient, opposed to you don't have no lotion. You done thought about that thing like men do for the 100th, the 1000th, the millionth time, and there's nobody around, but this female keeps tempting you. And your wife may be pregnant, or your wife is mad at you and she been putting you in the doghouse, this and this and this and that. I feel like a man would be more comfortable to do that, because that's something that's natural, because they have to get a habit of doing that, and they don't feel uncomfortable by it, because when they go to the bathroom, they have to do that. Or when it's in the process of interaction, they're used to it going back and forth. It's nothing uncomfortable. Because if you don't know, I don't know, but a lot of men don't even like to pleasure themselves, is what I'm finding out. They would rather go out, find a female, and that's also another thing of the cheating. Now, keep in mind, of course, they don't have to be cheating to want to go out, but at the same time, I just feel like since they don't really believe in pleasure, and maybe because they don't have that skin there, and they don't feel like that's normal, and they're constantly grabbing for something that's not there, because the skin pullback is going to feel different than your hand, because it's connected. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to say what it seems like medically. So with that being said, you have to find that gratification, that fulfillment somewhere. And if your woman's not getting the sensation she needs from the skin, or you're not getting the extra sensation that you need from your skin, you gotta fill that void. Okay? Because with men, like I said, he knew what he was doing. The Creator knew when he decided to make men a certain way, and then how or whom are we to try to change that because we get a biblical scripture that's not really literal, is more spiritual context. Because I do feel the Bible is written in parable, just like faith of a mustard seed. A mustard seed doesn't have faith, okay? But it was just really saying just have a little faith like as a mustard seed, okay? So some people took that literally. And I said on my another video that I did, that leaves the male species, especially the black species. I don't even know if white people really do that. I haven't really seen too many of those. Mexicans, I don't even know if it's just everybody or what. But I know for black people, that's your DNA. That's your experiment. Because guess what? That skin doesn't come back to you, I don't think. Now, maybe they started giving out the skin. A lot of people probably wouldn't want it. But where does it go? It goes in the lab somewhere. It goes probably for science research. It goes different places because if you don't know, medically, black people are designed medically different than white people and any other race, DNA-wise. So a lot of the medicines that's designed and built are not genetically correct for our type. And just imagine if somebody actually wanted to take us out. They could, because they have so many genetic codes linking them to our species. So I just feel like we just need to stop the requirement for that. And it's not ugly. It's not anything wrong with it. You know, true enough, the cleanliness, it's a practice thing. It's usually just pull it back when you got to do different things like bathroom, this and that. Wipe really good. You'll be okay. Because the person who I was with, I've never smelled them when we had our relationship going on. So it can happen. It takes practice, takes knowledge. At this point, nobody probably would know because there's so many people who don't have it. But I feel it's something that we definitely need, especially now, here and now. Nothing should be so freely dealy out there. But you definitely let me know how you feel down below because I'm curious to know. And I don't want to take a scripture in a Bible that was given to us by our abusers so literally. The only book we were able to read, the other ones were burned. And that was some talk saying that some pieces were added, some pieces were taken away. So with that being said, maybe there's a certain power in there that we don't know. We haven't begun to tap into. But you let me know what you think down below. Okay? I want to hear from you. Hey, y'all. We out. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know you'll vibe. Till next time. It's going to always be a next time. Say, Lee, you the best. always come back for the rest. Comment down below because I want to hear what you have to say